see that handle that have on the ground, and you had to turn the handle 15 times before you lift it up and open the gate, days for that done, because by that time, bandit done rob you, they take your car. In fact, they even take the structure from your building and they go on with it, and you still stand up there waiting for your gate to open. So organize and give them a buzz, and the good thing about it, you get a 5-year warranty on gate motors. But not only that, you could pay a little bit extra and you could get a lifetime warranty. Not even my hairstyle came with that. So the fact is that give them a buzz and tell them again, as usual, you heard it right here on Breaking Barriers. Let's swing gears again, guys. Mitsubishi Air Limited. Now, which part in Trinidad and Tobago you hear a company offering a 10-year warranty on air conditioning systems? Nowhere, right? Correct. And especially units with inverter, which means that the electricity cost will be less, which means that your wife could get more money to go and spend all over the place. So give them a buzz, whether it be for commercial, residential use, whether it be you have a new building or whatever, give them a buzz and tell them again that right here you made contact and they will fix up 10 years warranty and no dread. Can't beat that. Let's go again. Neil Shah's Auto Parts. And let me just say a special good evening to Neil and his wife. And for those of you who drive a European vehicle, you know that European vehicles can be headache. I have 2 Range Rovers, so I know. I have almost pulled out every grain of hair because of both of them. It is the worst vehicle, God help me. And I make no apologies for that. Right, Matos? Right? I will never in life buy a Range Rover again. I put my head on a block. That and a garbage truck, I will never buy. Because it's the same thing. And I say that without apology. And who vex hard luck, because I know what it was like owning them. But the good thing is that people like me have no stress, because we could call Nishas when these vehicles fail. And they do fail often. So therefore, if you have a Volvo, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Jaguar, you name it, give them a call. They have genuine parts as well as replacement parts. Give them a call and they will fix you up. Over 20 years in the business. All right? Going again, guys? I'm beginning to run out of throat here. Yes, RPM Express Couriers, after trying all the other courier houses and they failed miserably, one of them quite recently taking up to 3 weeks to deliver one important package, I decided to give this company a try. And let me tell you something, I was blown away. Not only that, my manager visited their place on Saturday and they don't open on Saturday. And one of the employees, I believe it was the man himself, Mr. Christian, who was there. And Christian actually went in the warehouse, searched hundreds of boxes, and found my manager's box and delivered to him on a Saturday. That is what you call service. Now, don't go by the man place on Saturday because all of you might get the same treatment. Huh? But I would like to thank them because stuff that is delivered Friday in Miami, I get it on Wednesday sometimes. So I would like to thank them. Fantastic service. If you are looking for an efficient courier, a courier with the rates that works, not just only for the millionaires, but for those people who are bringing in small items and need to run a business, give them a call. And of course, whether it be eBay, you name it, Amazon, Best Buy, you name it, wherever you buy your stuff, give them a call. And again, tell Christian that Breaking Barriers is your source of information. Those that, in fact, that's the number on the screen, and you can catch them at help@rpmexpresscouriers.com. Right, so you can visit them on the web as well, rpmexpresscouriers.com, and of course you can get a lot more information. Right, so check them out. Let's go again. Rita. Yes, Rita. I've always said that when it comes to quenching thirst, those little bits of joy, that basil seed drink that actually hits your throat, the original one only comes from Rita. You know, there's a company that sells a similar product, but it tastes like Benji's, right? So you can check them out. And of course, Rita is available at supermarkets nationwide. Let's go again. Extra care products. And as I've said time and time again, when you are out or whether you're in, there are products to suit you. So what you do, jump on board and check out Extra Care products, because it's the same products or even better you're getting from them, but you're paying less. And of course, as I said before, they have the best hand sanitizer on the market. The other day I went, in fact, I didn't want to even mention a company where I went. I tell you, when I press the pump to get in, is 100% pure water. In fact, you must know by the consistency, and when you raise it up, you know nothing, absolutely nothing. So I don't know some of these businesses, and them like they want to encourage COVID with some of them, they fooling people with. And Price Mart have a habit of watering down their thing too, right? So let's go to our other sponsor. Thank you to Extra Care. Now, this is the only program where you will get 2 air conditioning companies advertising, and I recommend them, both of them. There's no conflict of interest there because I know Supreme. Supreme did a lot of installations for me. Dave Debedine from Mitsubishi Air did the station air condition. So the fact is that I use both of them, so I could recommend both of them. So remember, if you are looking for commercial or residential units, you have a choice on breaking barriers, right? So you can give them a call as well, especially if you are setting up a school, or if you have, again, a multi-story apartment, because a lot of people have apartments rent out. Give them a call and tell Mr. Supreme himself, Mr. Antoine, that I said to give you a discount. That's the number on the screen, 689-3087. All right, we are getting close to where we need to go here now. Let's go again, guys. Okay, let me start off with an apology now. 3 weeks ago, I introduced a product called Cure on this program. SM Jalil did not hire me to advertise Cure. I am normally advertising other products for SM Jalil, but I was so impressed with how this product worked that I decided to give my own testimony, and I showed 1 or 2 other testimonies from the UK. And what you did, you went out there and bought 3 container loads of Cure, and you caused a problem. Let me tell you what the problem is. Could we see that graph, please? You see this map? This map represents where Cure is supposed to be after 3 months in Trinidad and Tobago, after 3 months of pushing. All you took Cure to that level in less than a week. And Cure went all over Trinidad and Tobago, and all the Saudi people thing. In fact, all bought it out. So the problem is, SM Jalil brought in stock to last them for 3 months. And in 1.5 to 2 weeks, all you're going and buy. I blame the people who went and buy 20 cases, 10 cases and 15 cases. And in fact, we are still shocked that they did. But the fact is that this product works. I have been using it and I continue to use it. So I have a message from SM Jalil and from the man himself, Dr. Alim, apologizing for Cure being sold out in the country right now. But the stock that is coming in, that came in from Jamaica, that is to actually go for the backlog. They pulled a container or 2 from Jamaica. That has to go to deal with the backlog. So therefore, unfortunately, the next big stock of Cure coming in 2 weeks' time, direct from the UK. All right? So look out for that. And all don't get vexed with me. Blame your neighbor. Because them was the one that went and buy 20 and 30 cases when they should have buy 1 and leave for other people. All right? So let's go again, guys. Oh, snacks. And I have always said that one of the things that I am proud of doing is supporting local. And this product is a quality product, and I could tell you that because I actually eat it myself. I have been dieting. I've lost actually 11 pounds in the last 2 months. So the fact is that this is what my diet consists of in the morning too as well. I would just grab a snack, whichever flavor it is I like, and of course a glass of coconut water or some Cure, and that's it, I good to go. And I would not eat anything until 2 p.m. and then 8 p.m., boom, diet until the next day again. So it is working. Unfortunately, my ugliness is not being diminished, but I could work with that. And of course, no mother says that their children is an ugly child, right? Or their child is an ugly child. So I'm safe with that. So give them a call. Tell them that you would like to get your cases. And for those people who will be fasting for the Ramadan coming up next month, organize and get this, because this definitely works. It sustains you for a long period. All right, plus they have tons of other products. If I go to mention every product that Snacks have, I will be hosting this program for the next 2 weeks. Let's go again, guys. All right, Carissa's Embroidery. This is the Oman that, yes, the Oman that has embroidered all my products. Whether it be hat, jersey, you name it. Carissa does do everything for Brilliant. Carissa does do everything for Rock. Carissa does do everything for IBN. Carissa have some kind of equipment that I never see in my life. I see, Zaki, what do we see? I saw her doing some embroidery with a truck with about 9 different colors in it. And this girl actually sitting down and pinpointing what color going where. It was totally amazing. So if you have some embroidery to do, any type, whether it be 1 piece or 1,000 pieces, give her a call, because she's the queen of face masks, by the way. When you talk about face masks, in fact, she had sent me 2 shirts, and for me and my son, and we got it. But she sent me some caps, and I still have the caps for the candlelight movement. I have it in the vehicle still, and I have some face masks still in the vehicle. So we'll organize that on Friday, because I ain't gonna take people thing and keep it for myself. You know, that's kind of bad. That will end up doing like Patos. Right, Patos? And we're going again. No, you could talk, you know.
You can't debut a hat tonight?
What do you mean if you could debut a hat? You got to open the vehicle. On this program, you could talk and, you know, we don't have a problem communicating with people in the background and thing.
I would like to show I'm wearing the jersey, so I would have.
That will cost you $2. Right? So Zaki go organize a cafe, black. Right. 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 So, Miran, I said it before that one of the things that I wanted to do, my dream, besides the hospital, and here happening, big news that coming. It coming, and it coming sooner than all I think. Budget, $45 million. It coming. Secondly, I always said that I wanted to open a supermarket. And this man beat me to it, right? Rand's Trading. One, the prices that he has on products, nobody could beat. And the quality, a lot of companies import from the same exporter, and he has it for a lot less. So anytime you see that brand in the supermarket, run down and get it from her, please. Because at the end of the day, these are the people you need to support. All right, so let's go again, guys. And I think, right, now that is my company. We're not advertising for them tonight. Right, we know, because we are on a crunch for time. So what we're going to do, tonight we promise you some action. We have 2 gentlemen who will be my guests on tonight's program. Normally this program, the only time we does have guests is when election there, so I could put some cocktail on the politicians. But what is that tonight? We have 2 gentlemen who are in studio. You will know them by their names and their faces. They have been around all over Trinidad and Tobago. And of course, they are part of the candlelight movement, part and parcel, the heads of the candlelight movement. So therefore, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue right here on Breaking Barriers. Just a reminder that you can contact me on 6844762. That's my number, 6844762. You can contact the station when we open our lines at 645-4426, 663-8373, and my email address, breakingbarriers@gmail.com. We'll be back right after this.
Tones of blue, dancing to the rhythm of the Atlantic winds. Watery mountain peaks, kissed by the light of a golden orb. A sight many before and many to come would behold. For over 30 years, the Atlantic Ocean has been the premier trading route of the Atlantic Trading Company. A company that continues to deliver the highest quality of products to the family. As we celebrate 30 years of family, loyalty, quality, and inspiration, we would like to share our new look with you. Our new logo contains tones of blue, synergized in flowing motion, mimicking the Atlantic and symbolizing our strong ties to the essence of trade throughout time. Atlantic Trading Company. Brands that inspire life.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
For the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Sun and Main Road, Canupia.
Welcome to the home of Pure Oxygen Spring Water. A breathtaking 1,000 feet above sea level, where the elements collide. In an area of outstanding natural beauty. This land, our land, embodies nature, and our methods respect it. We use clean energy, solar, hydro, wind, to bring you the cleanest water. Every drop, sustainably sourced from pristine Cornish farmland. From the raw beauty of rainfall to our state-of-the-art bottling facility, situated on an ancient underground lake. We're reminded of the timeless power of pure water. But it doesn't stop here. The secret of cure lies in the pure oxygen we so carefully infuse. To breathe life into every bottle of pure water, without chemicals or additives. Cure pushes the boundaries of what water can do, uniting life's most essential ingredients: water and oxygen. The next generation of hydration. Pure oxygen, nature's ultimate water.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems, and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
And welcome back to Breaking Barriers, my friends. And of course, for those of you who are just tuning in, you would have thought that something was going wrong because you were just seeing ad after ad after ad, and you thought that it was a fast version of Breaking Barriers. No, it isn't. The fact is that tonight we have two guests in studios, and it is my pleasure to, of course, welcome Mr. Phillip Alexander to my right. How are you, my brother? Or Phillip Lam Alexander?
Very happy to be Breaking Barriers.
Middle name now.
That's correct. And of course, my brother.
Yeah, man.
Right? The man himself from Synergy on the morning, you could catch him from 6 a.m. Mr. Stephen Reese, or is it Rez? Reese.
Reese.
I know a lot of people call you Rez.
Yeah, they call me Stephen too.
All right, I'll call you
Yeah,
Steve.
all right.
I'll call you. All right. So, well,
Just sit quiet.
no, listen. I would like to welcome Stephen too, and of course, Phillip to the program. So, gentlemen.
Yeah.
All right. Basically, the Candlelight Movement was launched, and it was launched a few weeks ago. And we all knew about the events that led up to this whole Candlelight Vigil and the rallies and all these things. Phillip, take us back.
Well, I mean, when she was missing, so close on the heels of Ashanti Riley, I think people are asking questions after the fact without remembering the furor that the country went into that this girl was missing. The commissioner had announced they held two of the fellas by the Sunday. I think she went missing on the Friday. And they had held two of the fellas on the Sunday. And we were getting plenty of dates, but it was a story that had captured the nation's attention. And people were very angry. And they were calling for the commissioner, they were calling for the police service to do whatever it takes. Get the information of these guys. We want her back alive.
Yeah.
And by the Thursday, when we heard that she was
Murdered.
a lot of us were so disappointed, to put it mildly. I said, you know what? I'm going to go and light a candle outside the Red House. That was it. I didn't know what it was going to do. But we live in a country now where it was so hopeless. You felt like, what are you going to tell them? Who are you going to talk to again? who are you going to say anything to? So it's just like, you know what? Whoever come. And then everybody just, and it wasn't because of what we was doing. It was because everybody was so angry. I know this is not my show, so I have to use words.
No.
I don't use
Listen,
words. I don't use cautious words.
No, listen.
No, but everybody
you
was...
go ahead and raise your pressure, and you know, harm is that you go ahead.
No, but and by the time it was like about, we said that night it was going to be just one night. And people said, no, we have to do a week. So we said, okay, we're going to do this for 9 nights. I didn't know we could have done it for 9 nights. We went every night. It was a lot of work. As it got bigger and bigger, because we had to stay back after clean up all the candles, it became hundreds and then thousands. And by about the 6th, 7th night, you knew. Because I kept expecting it to die down, and it was getting bigger and bigger. And while we by the Red House, people sending us massive vigils that they're doing, all in Central, all in South. We were able to say Arima, Couva, Claxton Bay. People just, they're a family in La Brea. They said this is all we could do, and people started to come home by them. And the day of the funeral, which was when you came and you brought the family, the day of the funeral, well, all of y'all were there. We were in that motorcade. And I couldn't believe driving through Trinidad in the motorcade and watching people in the streets with signs and balloons and in tears for this girl that none of us ever met. Yeah. None of us ever met this girl, but we just felt a connection. Like this could have been our daughter, our sister, this could have been our family. We felt for the family, we felt for the father. And he has stood up like a rock. So far, I told him when I met him in the church, I said, you're my hero. I don't know how you got up today to come here. And I kept going. The night of the funeral, when we got back, because that was the 9th night, when we got back to Woodford Square, I told him, I said, well, we popped some speakers, and we came inside the square. We had come inside the square Thursday night because the crowd had gotten so big, it couldn't continue to be in front of the Red House. I said, we're not really expecting a crowd because Trinidadians, she was, today was a funeral, so done, everything done.
Everything, yeah.
Boy, well, you were there.
Everything now stopped.
You were there. Thousands of people, and his mummies and daddies and kiddies and grannies and grandpas. When you look through the crowd, you was watching Trinidad and Tobago. You wasn't watching one type of people. You wasn't watching one class of people. And I mean, you was meeting big shots and people who don't have 5 cents in their pocket, and everybody just coming together to cry and to put. If they didn't make us move that picture of her every night, they'd have closed that road with flowers and candles, We ended up with, when you came to the office, we ended up with thousands of glass candles. They sell out candles. That night, when you all came on stage, at that time, when you brought the family on that stage, you could have told that crowd what they wanted, they didn't get yet. They didn't get it when the Attorney General went in the Parliament and said they're going to fast track pepper spray. Nothing. Fast track for them. When they want their business done, it's be today for tomorrow. Yeah. But fast track for pepper spray. And in the 21 days that passed before we launched the candlelight movement and before we had the first event Friday, in the 21 days that passed, I was watching their posture and listening to what they were saying, because they play a tag team with you, and then the Minister of National Security came and said, well, we ain't sure when, but you'll get it. And I thought, these people not reading the population, Yeah. Trinidadians, they're angry. When we called that meeting for Woodford Square, rain, I said, no.
Plenty rain.
Plenty rain. People drive through heavy rain. They didn't know if it would rain whole night. We didn't know. And they drive through heavy rain to come to that square. The meeting started with people with umbrellas on, open. And that night, the energy that we felt that night, a lot of people, and we had thousands of people there, a lot of people went back home because the mayor closed the square. But Baraka grounds, and because you have so much space to social distance, nobody can tell you nothing. You could social distance everybody.
And why do you not cut any grass next door too? Right, so.
When we did the site visit up at Baraka grounds, I tell you, you could lose people in that place social distance. So nobody had nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Because in the square, what I was watching is people was really doing the right thing right through. They're in their little crews, they're in their little sections, little families. So it was not mob mentality. It was everybody respecting the whole situation, understanding that there's a COVID situation too.
Right.
But we didn't get one case from our 9 nights. Because 21 days later, not one single COVID case came because of that.
Yeah.
There were spikes from elections.
But if one did, you know you would have got
yeah, we're going to blame
but,
for sure.
Yeah.
But
That would have made news.
But mini-me.
Yes, yes. Yeah, that's what I used to call it.
Right? Mini-me.
Yeah.
Right? You know, you came on board.
Yeah.
Tell us your story, how you got on board, because I know you have been a foot soldier, and I know you have been fighting the cause, but why this?
Well, for me, doing a talk show for 7 years now, going in 7 years now, and before that radio and everything, but
Right. Trigger happy.
yes, and you know, it's a depressing thing doing the job we do at times. I'm sure you would agree with that to some point. No, it really gets depressing at times because I do a newspaper segment on a morning to let people know what's in the news.
Right.
And every morning, you have to turn to a page that says murder, shooting, killing, rape, robbery. That's what it is every day. And now I realize, like, over time, that newspaper has designated a specific page that is just crime. Just crime. Every article on it is crime. And that's how crime has grown. It have its own page now in the newspaper. It's not scattered in little pockets
And you're
on
reading
different
that
pages.
to start your day.
And that is how you start in the day. Thank you. And my problem with coming out, right? Coming out from behind the desk, is I always say, people in this country not ready yet. Because of the 7-day attitude. Because we're going to make noise for 5 to 7 days and then we just go about our business and we get distracted and we move on.
But isn't it a fact that we never even went 7 days before? 7 days was something that was it was rare.
But this what caught me. So I sitting down and doing the show, and the Ashanti Riley situation happened, and I did an entire segment on it and a talk on it, and then boom, Andrea Barrett. And I said, but what madness it is going on here? Already? I think a good, what was it, about a month had passed, if so much? But
You
you had
didn't
a
finish getting
difference.
about the horror of
You didn't-
Ashanti.
yeah. So you still had Ashanti Riley on your mind.
Yeah.
You were still waiting to see what the authorities would have done. And then Andrea Barrett happens. And then the search started, like Phillip said. And that's when I started to see people moving different. Not like how they usually do.
Step out the crease.
They step out the crease, all on social media. You start to see it.
Yeah.
Social media was flooded with people who were concerned, women who were living in fear, and women who started to tell their stories. That year, they look my paws raising. That year, the news to get before.
But you have no hair on your hand. But go
Well,
on.
that's true. Yeah, but my paws raising. Because what happened for me is I started to see a level of, I want to use the term maturity among the population. And I'll tell you why. Anybody could have a protest and block the road and burn tires
Yes.
and make noise. And then they give you a short-term solution,
Yeah.
you know, dismiss you and say, well, yeah, we give you that. And then,
Road crush around here.
and then 3 months later, the same people in the same area protesting, burning tires again, complaining about the same thing.
Correct.
But then I started to see social media flooded with not only the vigils by the Red House, because I saw when Phillip put up he going to light a candle. And then I saw how that
And
started
at that
to
time,
build.
it wasn't on somebody's head. It was You know, Trinidadians are it.
No, I started to notice how it was building. But then it expanded throughout other communities.
Exploded.
Communities that
It
never
exploded.
woke
Watch
up.
me.
Exactly.
The third night, when it became a story in the Virgin Islands, I realized this
Yeah.
this story we leave out. The thousands of people in New York and Canada
Yes,
and
all
Florida.
of them.
People shut down. When we shut down businesses in Trinidad, they shut down over there. You know, they had Trinidadian communities that had big vigils too. Outside High Commission in London, they had a big thing. And
Yeah.
you're right, it exploded.
It exploded because even the people who live abroad that follow me on Facebook, they were commenting, they were following the story, they were asking, they find her yet? They find her yet? They find her yet? And that's the kind of concern that people were showing, whether they were living in Trinidad
Right.
or outside of Trinidad. I had people from Denmark messaging me on this, you know. And now I didn't jump out because I saw that, you know. Because you know Trini people.
Yeah.
Well, that's the in thing now. So I go dart down and jump in the mix now because you know everybody running. I still rock back. I even call you I message you the Friday of the funeral and I say I might come down, and I didn't come. I didn't come. And I didn't come because I said the Friday morning, I said today's Andrea Barrett's funeral. If we're serious, we'll know on Saturday.
Correct.
Because after the funeral, like you say, usually people, well,
We go do that.
you know, who playing today? Who playing in the football today? We'll go down in basketball, you know, where's the next bacchanal?
Correct.
That did not happen. And that's when I tell myself, I say, okay,
Read the room.
if people are that serious and they're not going to let it go, you cannot sit down and not have your
And I want to
voice
jump in. I
heard
want to
and-
jump in
and,
here
you
with
know.
this because the people who kept asking of us why you didn't do that when Ashanti was killed or any of the other girls.
Yeah, that's
That was a, no, but that's a in Trinidad we have a way of attacking what we want to attack. If we don't want to contribute it, we will attack it. So that's what they were doing, right? And they were
Because
coming.
you're petty
It was
by
petty,
nature.
and
Yeah.
for the most part, I am proud of how Trinidadians ignored it.
Yeah.
Because you're literally putting one family's hurt against another family's hurt. One dead girl against another dead girl is insipid and silly. But then an Express columnist asked it on Facebook.
But I'm not going to mention that.
Asha Javid.
I said I wasn't going to call no name.
No,
but
I
I'll tell
call
you-
names.
but I'll tell you,
It was an Express
I saw it.
article. I mean,
It was a ridiculous
And-
statement to make.
It tripped me off, you know why? The way she termed it, and then at the end she put,
Just
people,
ask him.
just
Yeah,
be constructive in your comments.
It's not two
that's
dead
yeah.
girls.
Yeah.
It's not people's broken hearts. It's not families' loss.
Yeah.
Let me just chat about it, you know.
Exactly.
That evening, I did a video to answer her. And like what you did on the truck, I called all the names of all the people who died that we were waiting on, the government and the media and the others. And we were waiting and we were waiting and we were waiting. And every single time we got let down. Up to Ashanti, I thought finding this young girl's strangled and stabbed body in a river in Lacano, I thought something was going to happen. Somebody was going to do something. Some women's organization, some womantra, somebody, something.
Yeah.
Nobody. Nobody. And I feel that is what everybody's felt. Everybody's touched that feeling that if we don't stand together now, nothing will come of this. Somebody said if you all didn't go and light a candle, we'd have fuss, but Andrea would have been just another story.
Yeah.
Andrea would be just
I
another
agree
story.
with that.
And people would have come out for Ashanti. People would have come out for Sammy, and they did it.
Yeah.
They did. But they fooled, the people who led that movement, fooled the crowd into believing firing Timkey was the solution. Timkey was an aberration. Timkey's comments were silly, insipid, Neanderthal, caveman, normal PNM thuggery. He was to be, but if they fire him, fine. You have a better reason to fire Joel Martinez for locking that square on Friday. You have a better reason. Timke's Neanderthal comments is part of a dying generation of people who don't have the sophistication to understand. But the people who were behind that movement, when Asami died, they got blood. They got Timke. They got a mayor fired.
And that was it for them, yeah.
Yeah, they felt they succeeded.
But that solved nothing. And the meetings that we've had, because I want Trinidad to know that it took 21 days to get from the funeral to the Woodford Square meeting that happened on the Friday. And that took serious discussions about how do we fix this. Because we couldn't come out there and say, turn the Red House around. We couldn't come out there and say, start over the country. We had to pick specific issues that, while it wouldn't solve everything, like when you put out the post, people say, what about hanging them? What about, everybody have a solution, everybody have a suggestion. And I keep telling people, look, we need a win. What we need is a win.
But
we just start somewhere too.
Let me just take us to Woodford Square. If it was a different scenario, if we were under another commissioner, what do you think would have happened in a situation like that?
But I want to say this, regardless of what happens in the future, I want to say this. When we got to Woodford Square, now when I got the message that is old mass happening there now.
Yeah, when Stefan saw that, Stefan intentionally kept back and held back because Stefan said you're allergic to jail, right?
I ran late. I ran late. I was running late.
The man was watching.
I was running late. I was running late. I was running.
Stefan said,
I ran late.
Stefan said, this take a different turn.
I reached late tonight and all. I reached late tonight because Baraka Grom so in my head I was headed there. Instead of the studio. I'm telling you.
No, but so I headed to the where we operate in Candlelight Movement. I got all the stuff in the truck and I'm being updated what's going on. And then they say, police pulling us out the square. So we just jump in the car and we head there. We're 4 blocks away. So I drove in and I walked up onto the bandstand because the DJ had hooked up.
Right.
Hooked up and he was, there was the thing. So I said, Mr. DJ, where's my bike? It's 6:30. We're supposed to start at 7.
Right.
I know we have permission for the square from 7. Right? Felicia Holder, Satish updated me as I got there because he was there from early in the afternoon. Satish told me that Felicia is in City Hall because they're playing games with her. And the game they play, and I exposed it because Joel Martinez came out and said that we didn't have a COVID plan. Just now, the same man who said that they allowed us to use the square for the last 2 days of the thing. He called 2 wrong dates. It's the last 2 days, and they did allow us to use the square. And he explained how you get to use the square. He wasn't in the loop for neither. He wasn't involved in either. He wasn't part of it. He didn't even know there were keys for the gate in City Hall. He didn't know those things. But he said that for us to get to use the square, the council had to vote, and we didn't apply. Felicia showed that they had 2 weeks before, because we had police permission 3 weeks before.
Yeah.
And they got copies of everything, including the commissioner's
letter of approval.
Letter of approval. The Friday that we having our event, that day, at 3 o'clock, they told Felicia, we need a COVID plan. Now, and I said, 21 days later, we didn't get one single case. We had no COVID plan. We had nothing. We just managed it how we knew how to manage it, social distancing, masking, everything. And the police who was there, for all the 9 nights, we dealt with all the different arms of the law, and they all made sure that it was done properly.
Yeah.
Now you need a COVID plan. And the story he told, that he said at 3:09, the chief medical officer of Port of Spain, you know that Port of Spain have its own chief medical officer, right? Not Trinidad.
Yeah, well,
the chief medical officer of Port of Spain called for our COVID plan. So they asked what's this? They called me quick. I said, was the same thing. Social distancing, masking. Police, when she told them, she said, 10 people could sign the petition at a time. We have stations set up. We check in your temperature, security, everything that was done all the time.
Yeah.
The mayor said that the problem was that the CMO needed to be in the loop. So he got that information. He never told us how he got that information, but the information got to him that Trinidad's chief medical officer, Parashram, had to be in the loop. And he said that the letter that we sent with our COVID plan, they couldn't get it to Parashram because he didn't have Parashram number.
I just amazed that we have more than one chief medical officer, but go ahead.
Yeah, every time you have a debt somewhere, they just call the CMO from various areas. So
Of course. I just amazed at that, yeah.
But check this. So he said he called the Alsing, but the Alsing was in Parliament and couldn't take the call. And then miraculously, Parashram gave permission. But by the time Parashram gave permission, it was already too late. They had mobilized the security forces. All of this madness going on, eh? So when I got there, and I asked the DJ, where's the mic? He said, well, they have us dismantling. I said, who told you to dismantle? He said, those police there. So I said, but we have permission to use this square. Now, and I want to tell Trinidad and Tobago something, eh? Needing permission to use that square not sitting right with me. That don't belong to nobody but the people of the country.
Yeah, that's the people's platform.
I drove through all Port of Spain today, Woodbrook, and I watching all the squares and all the fences and all of this that should have families and people using and normal holistic entertainment, nothing happening. The bandstand, and I went back there this Saturday morning, and all Woodford Square is a home for vagrants. Doma, nobody, no organization. They want to go and fix East Port of Spain, but this is Woodford Square, the heart of Port of Spain. You can't fix this? This you can't fix? The mayor's work. When he says he's the custodian of the square, I'll explain what I mean. His job is to keep the grass cut, the lanes clean, and toilet paper in them toilets they build.
Full stop.
He doesn't own it. He doesn't control it. The fact that they have locks on it is illegal. And Trinidadians just accept these things. So when I went to the corporal I went to the police. I walked across to them because they wasn't coming to me, so I walked across to them. This is city police. So I asked them, well, what exactly is going on? They said, well, we have instructions that you all don't have permission to use the square. I said, we have permission to use the square. We have all the permissions that we need. He said, well, that's not what my superintendent told me. I said, well, you need to talk to your superintendent. He said, Mr. Alexander, you understand that there's a hierarchy.
Yeah, I heard when he said that.
I didn't understand what I mean. What dictatorship did I wake up in where there was a hierarchy that could control our square? And I asked him, I said, if we refuse to leave, because they send police with bulletproof vests, big gun from here to there, for mummies and daddies and grandpas and grannies. And
like if we was organizing storming Capitol Hill.
Bro, it's little old ladies that come in with a candle to sign this petition, you know.
Yeah.
They send the riot squad, boy. So I asked him, I said, if we don't leave the square, you're going to drag us out of the square? And there were some comments among their ranks, because that's what they trained and paid to do. And I had to look at the mummies and the daddies and the kiddies and the grandpas and the grannies, and I had to tell myself, rain falling. And these people didn't come here for violence, and they didn't come here to see that. Come to sign a petition. So we say, you know what? We will leave the square. So we're outside now. The crowd growing. People not leaving. More coming. So we had to address them. Now, that's city police. Real police reach. Gary police reach. And that superintendent, I think he's an inspector or superintendent, I can't remember. But we were dealing with him for all nights at the vigil. This man know his business. So he walked up to me and said, Mr. Alexander, what's going on here? Why are you all not in the square? I said, well, they're not letting us use the squares. So I'll talk to them. This is real service. You talk about service earlier.
Yeah, of course.
This man, and I don't know his name, and I want to call the commissioner and tell him, That is police. That is police. He going to talk to them. When he understand all the drama, he come out to me and say, hey, what? Because I'm talking to the crowd now from myself. He said, I'm going to bring my vehicle for you, and we will give you use of the bullhorn. And bro, I felt like a citizen in a country that is served by people the way he handled it. They closed the street and let us have that meeting. When the DJ...
Knock Street,
Knock Street. When the DJ say he could put the speakers on the truck, well, the rest is history. But the police officers who were there, and I want to say also the City Hall police, because they all had different opportunities to talk to me and tell me. Now, I have a trademark word, but I can't use it on the show, but I want to tell you, they say that is real. Go back. Right? That what happened to you all is wrong. The city police felt that way as a man and a woman. There had a couple female officers too. And they were upset that they had that role to play. And that is why I said, listen, we all on the same team, even though we're playing a different game right now, we're not holding this against you all.
No.
And the other officers that came, they just made sure that the event happened without a hitch. I mean, everything that you could have wanted done was done, and it only happened because of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. They made sure.
A lot of people were messaging me like leading up to it, asking about parking and if my vehicle will be safe and the hour of the night and nothing, no reports of any.
For the 9 nights of the vigil, there was one break-in into one car.
Right, that's the 9 nights of the vigil.
But
Friday, this Friday going here.
When that guy came to complain to us, and the police, and he wanted them to go and investigate, and sure, because they broke in and stole his wife or his girlfriend's handbag. And from them I realized that, because you don't leave a handbag in a car in Trinidad. That is motivation to break in the car. But other than that, for the 9 nights in the vigil, when you were in the vigil, there was so much security, and it was securing the people. They did a really good job, and I can't complain. I don't think we could complain. They made sure that we did what we were supposed to do, the way it was supposed to be done. And
the people came out regardless of their concerns, even if they were concerned about the time, the 7 to 10, even if they were concerned that it's Port of Spain, and even if they were concerned about parking or the weather, they came out. And I have to say that I really appreciate the people coming out, and they didn't come out. They didn't come out because they like Inchan or they like Phillip or they like Stefan. These people. When that petition reached the table to sign, that's the only time it had a mobbing. Was to put pen to paper and sign that petition. These people came with a purpose.
Paul Naus told them, we have a system, we need to register you, we need your ID. People was throwing their ID at the man. I have never seen people in a frenzy to get a petition to go and get it signed. People, that frenzy is still going on. I mean, we just playing catch up. Every number we had in our mind, every idea that we thought this was going to be 100,000 signatures, we got in a month. We're going to cross 100,000 signatures before Friday. There are many people right now sitting on 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 signatures.
I got messages from Tobago.
That's not a date. So nobody can. Avanel and Candice Barrett there now. So we in Tobago, we have an official candlelight movement partner in Tobago. So they're going to be handling everything in Tobago. We sent all the banners. People donate banners. So much things happening that after we finish, we got to write a book. Because we say you're going to stand up here tonight and talk about your people and all the people to give thanks to. We need a list of all the people call, say, hey, you all have water, I come in with 100 cases of water. That's it. And it's not like he the water company. He just went and buy 100 cases of water and bring it.
And I saw the list, the list is posted now to the Facebook page, Candlelight Movement Facebook page. The list, because people keep messaging, Stefan Rich Martin Arima, Stefan Rich Martin Coover, Stefan Rich Martin Pinal, Stefan Rich Martin Sangre Grandi, Stefan Rich Martin
They've been working round the clock for the past 24 hours to get those packages out. Because just getting, you organize your printry, your printries that did that, you organize the actual petitions. We have to get the envelopes, we have to get the cover sheets, we have to get those things. He have his own printer? I don't know.
No, I don't know. My
okay.
friend from Printout in
Oh, you're a
Charlie
friend with a
Village.
printer.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
of
cool.
course.
Yeah, but go ahead. Yeah, I was just.
They put
I
out
ain't beginning dancers.
six tables and volunteers. I mean, it's like a Red Cross thing. Watching those people putting this thing together. They had to put in the names from all the people because you were seeing it was coming from all sides. People who just wanted, I want petitions. Big business, small business, everybody want the petitions. They have a guy who owns a pet store in Movie Town. He said,
Go to Spain?
Yeah.
I know.
He said, I have to get the petitions. Say, everybody I know. And since he gets it, he only called me. We can send for more sheets. We can send more sheets. I said, start a photocopy because we're running out of sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah? And that's just him. He said he have to take to the other branch because now people hear that he have another branch in Diego Martin.
And
He
they
said
want
people
to-
go in there because they're thinking it'll be there too. It is a frenzy of Trinidadians who want to put their physical signature and say, I stand for this.
What is the importance of putting your signature on this petition? Because a lot of people asking and wondering, well, what is this petition you're talking about? Gentlemen, clarify.
Well, for me, the importance, all right, a lot of people get so accustomed to technology that they keep requesting, you have it online, you have it online.
Yeah.
And-
Change.org.
And I had to tell people no, and there's a specific reason for that. A physical petition sends a different message. A physical petition with your name, this citizen of Trinidad and Tobago name there,
You
says
signed.
that you signed.
You took the time to go and find that petition and
That's
sign
right.
that petition, yeah.
And you see, it's the delivery of that petition. Because I don't know, I never see 100,000 or 50,000 physical signatures on a petition. I don't know how much paper. I don't know how much,
But we don't-
I don't know what we had to total, if we had to hire
we don't know yet.
a tractor or some kind of thing to roll into
Well,
the, I don't know.
Remember, we have a month, eh? We have
But-
a month. And if we're going to cross
Yeah.
100,000 by Friday and it's only growing, Woodford Cafe in Chaguanas.
Yeah.
I just drawing some names. I just pulling
Yeah.
some names out of people that I dealt with. Martin and Benny hate them. They people we know a long time, grow up with. And from the time they see it, people who know you, like you, people calling you and saying, I want packages, I need
That's
packages.
right.
So Martin and Benny say, look, we have to have it in Woodford Cafe. People just want to open their business just for this. For people,
Yeah.
Twin City Mall, 2 stores, one of them's a kiosk. She said, this is all I doing. All I do in my whole counter is petitions. This resonating with people. So when you ask what is the benefit, because we got to talk about the 5 points of that
Yeah,
petition,
that is
and
what
I think
I
you got to
want
get into that because we sat on that table, what became the candlelight movement, and we weighed the benefits after getting so much feedback from so many people. So we started at the top, pepper spray, because the wife of the
Commissioner of Police.
has been championing, recognize the source of the information.
Of course, yeah.
So, and he, as a law enforcement professional,
He recommended it as well.
but your Minister of Agriculture say it will kill people.
But no, you didn't say it will kill people. He said more deadly than a gun.
Well, what gunners do? What gunners do? And a woman responded on his wall, and you gotta love Trinidadians, the way they talk, eh? She said, here what? You shoot me with pepper spray, and I'll shoot you with a gun.
It was just foolish. It was just foolish. It was just foolish to
They're
make
trying
that
to
statement.
defend their failure to say, okay, it's like the marijuana thing. I don't smoke weed, I can't smoke weed. I can't drink 2 beers. I just
Right.
How much years now they say they're decriminalizing? They say decriminalizing,
Yeah.
people still getting locked up for it. Sturge tell me half the people in jail for marijuana.
Yeah.
How does it take you so long to do something that is literally canceling the oppression of it?
Yeah.
There is an act that names pepper spray as illegal. It tells you gaseous, obnoxious,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
that, right? But all you have to do is an amendment in the parliament. And the speaker said, the ayes, all would say aye, all against nay.
talk done.
The ayes
talk
have
done.
it, boom.
And the
You
other-
could do that in 24 hours.
The other ridiculous statement, right, about the pepper spray, is that, well, we have to be very careful because it can get into the hands of the criminal element. And I'm like, But they have guns. They have guns.
No, you went on
If
your
I-
AR-15.
If I join a
Because-
gang tomorrow, and the gang leader comes out and gives me the option, you want a 45 or you want that kind of pepper spray? What do you think they're going to choose? I'm going to choose
No,
the
but you
gun.
see, they are
And I'm going to take a
Stefan,
can
I'll
of
tell
pepper
you,
spray.
They are custom putting nonsense in the narrative.
front of- yeah.
And people take the nonsense and go with it. So
And
this...
people repeat that, eh?
So exactly.
People repeat
This is
it,
what's
yeah.
supposed to happen now.
Well,
Now,
look again, the guys are
bandits are
criminals.
coming to beat you, take your pepper spray and shoot
And
you
shoot
with
you with it.
I mean, it's so stupid. If you
Yeah,
think-
but it's a chance people are willing to take.
Exactly.
It's a chance because
Watch me. That
right
woman
now-
who stabbed up that man who tried
It's
to
almost
take
like
her
a
repo
Winston.
tells you that you ain't taking nobody pepper spray.
Yeah, but go on Facebook now. Do a search, pepper spray.
Yeah.
And you will see 10,000 people selling pepper spray. Do
Yeah.
a search for tasers and you will see
But
1,000
Amazon,
people.
but you can go on
selling
Amazon
tasers.
and buy, you can have your pepper spray engraved with your name.
Yeah.
I went to check to see, are there any impediments to buying it? They're shipping it to your house. You could get army, you know, the police walk with one.
Yeah.
That like a tenner flit. It have one shot.
Yeah.
But you could buy that on Amazon.
Of course.
It's pepper spray.
Look something. The lady, and that's the other reason why I came to the meeting. Because after the Friday of Andrea's funeral, just 48 hours later, the lady that got abducted on the same taxi stand.
Yes.
And luckily, the driver tried to take her to a repo, and luckily she had a knife. And I was talking about it on the air with an officer who does a segment with me called Behind the Badge. It's come on every Wednesday. That's why we're in New Jersey today. All right, well, we're in New Jersey because it's a see something, say something. And we should encourage people to really see, if
Absolutely.
they see something, say something.
And just for public information, your program is in the morning, right?
Yes.
Okay, and it's now 9 o'clock. Okay, and you have any Jersey case?
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I took a bath. Anyway,
That's more than one
no,
juice.
but the thing
That's more
was,
than
right,
one juice.
in the
You
conversation
should have
with
a
him.
candle. I move one juice.
No, well, I didn't get mine.
You still a guy yet?
No.
Brother, the
But
office is
I know, it's
two blocks from your studio.
It's less than 30 seconds, and that's if I get a green light. If I get a red light, it's probably a minute and a half. But my point is this, right? We were doing the segment, and I told him, I said, but look, you know, because this was the Wednesday right after,
Yeah.
and I said, but look, another one.
Potential.
And I said, it's a good thing she had a knife. Now, he was happy to hear that she got away. Good. But as a police officer,
The
he
knife thing.
had to put it in that we want to remind people that if you are carrying a knife and a police stop you, you could get charged for carrying an illegal weapon.
But there are people who...
And I understand
But there
that.
are people who say it is better to be tried by 12 than carried by 6.
Right. But then in him saying that then, and I understand that I see law and I understand, okay, you're carrying an illegal weapon. But that's what you leave women to do. To carry an
And
illegal weapon.
you know what women do it? You have women going through their bag and seeing what could be a weapon. The nail file, like a stab in your eye. I read a woman, she said, she wrote that and all the different things that you could possibly, how to hold your keys in case you have to stab
Yeah.
somebody. And she's saying, how is this a life?
Yeah, but
How is this a life that you go into the mall and you had to make sure that you have stuff in your bag and on your person that in a pinch could be a self-defense weapon?
yeah, but you see some of them bag and them, and I can use my wife as an example. You see some of the bags them let's carry
That should be a
partner, you
weapon.
could put 40-piece socket set, jack, wheel spanner, you could put cutlass, axe, chainsaw,
Yeah.
and still have room like compartment 1, and you have
Yeah.
4 more compartments.
No, but
to
no,
go.
but
They
you
could
see-
hit you with the bag and
Yes,
kill you.
let's
You
See this
understand?
pepper spray nonsense? I
Yeah.
remember I was very young at the time. Somebody had invented a thing that you could stick into a coconut, turn it, and the coconut.
With a blade, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember?
Remember.
And I remember there was a story in the papers where they show the same thing pointing at a man's chest, and they said they could kill somebody with it. So because you could kill somebody with it, it never went to market.
You could kill a man with a 2x4 piece of wood. You're going to
Exactly.
close down every hardware.
But a big stone, you could outlaw a big stone. The truth of the matter is, when they tell you, I mean, if you driving in your car and you have a cricket bat, a hockey bat, a baseball bat, you're a sportsman, but you're also prepared.
Exactly.
And you're living in a country where you have to be prepared. But you said something just now, and it's so spot on. Why would the criminal, somebody has the 50,000 illegal guns. Who has it? Who
Yeah,
has
exactly.
it? Somebody has it. Why would they need your pepper spray?
Pepper spray.
What kind of locho, catchy tail bandit come in to rob you that they don't have their own gun? That they come in for your pepper spray is madness.
Listen, when he said it, right? Like, I like to think about things and imagine it. So I'm going through the papers the next morning, I trying to imagine, seeing the headline, bandits rob woman of pepper spray. And I just started laugh.
Chinese,
I just started laugh.
Chinese grocery robbed with pepper spray?
Yeah, or yeah.
What is this China tell you? But we're going to move on from that, but I want to tell you this, Our pepper, scorpion, Maruga scorpion pepper, second hottest pepper in the world by Scofield units, is most used for pepper spray.
So that could be a thriving industry down
Industry.
When you take a pepper spray, expires in 9 months. So they have millions of police officers that when they go in on shift, how to get a pepper spray. Besides just the normal residential everybody use. Trinidad and Tobago should be growing Maruga scorpion pepper and the government and are giving them this idea for free.
And export it.
That should be an industry in this country.
Yeah.
We should corner
They
the
don't think
market.
that, yeah, but they don't think that far.
But let us go back into the points now. Pepper spray was one.
Pepper spray is one.
Right. We covered that. Next
Yeah.
point.
Or non-lethal weapons.
Non-lethal weapons, pepper spray and taser.
Right.
Right.
So we covered that. Going again.
Fast track firearm users licenses for women.
And as you say that, immediately, when people hear, they say, so what about men? And it goes back to what you were saying in the beginning. Because lots of people must be wondering, why only women?
No, but let us face facts. Yeah. Right now, women are under attack.
Yeah.
And the fact is that...
From men.
And that's the point.
And that's the point.
And you know, three stories, you know, I tell you, plain. 3 stories, one after the other papers, potential rapist shot dead. All potential rapists will find a different way to express themselves after. 3 of them stories.
Did you see that video with the young man who was shot at the Barrapo roti shop? There was a video which we got, and it showed you the young man in the back seat of the car, and you could hear him. His life is going. And when I saw that, I thought to myself, right? Number one, you allegedly went to rob a roti shop. Philip, what is the take on the mother watching that and seeing that and knowing that that child went to rob somebody and you seeing that playing over and over and over in your mind? So what you talking about, Mr. Man A or Mr. Woman B want to get a gun? These fellas using gun here happening. They don't even have to shoot you. The gun long enough to choke you and kill you.
You see the kind of guns
you have children. And how many
15,
conversations you've had with your children where you're telling them about all the ways to not get yourself in trouble? Because that is your job as a parent.
Yeah, but Philip, that is long time. Long time it used to have badge on, but these days, anything you do now, man, looking to kill you.
There's killers
you
now.
take my parking spot, but I got chop you.
Killers now.
You understand? You match my foot, I got chop you. Every little thing people want to trip now. So therefore, and not only that, you know it have some people outside there who receive guns under some mad people we had in control before. So the fact is that you have mad people running with guns now.
But the Senate said 50,000 illegal weapons. Who has those guns?
Yeah.
Where are those 50,000 guns? Because
more importantly, how did it get here?
Bro, actually the question...
We don't manufacture guns.
The question
Last I checked, we don't make guns.
The question I asked was, how did you get in number? Who did the stock check?
Yeah.
Who did the stock check? For you to know they have 50,000 guns?
No. What is that? Remember, our radar works. What happens is that we are focused on illegal immigrants, but we are not focused on illegal guns. We're not focused on illegal drugs. So everything else is okay. You can bring it in. Where's I have IR-15 fix up? Cleared. Go away.
The billions you spend on national security, if you tell police officers, I'll give you $2,000 cash for every gun you bring in here. Put aside $100 million. Because one and done. Close the borders so that they can't be importing it to get the $2,000.
But the border's closed right now and it's still coming in.
When I say, don't close the borders.
Our borders like SpongeBob body breads. What you talking about?
No, they
forests like that.
They close the airport, not the borders.
Secure the borders, so you
different
can't
things.
bring in more guns because we're supposed to not be able to. And when Stuart Young talks the foolishness that he's talking, when Ronald Monilal called him young and useless, he wasn't joking, you know. Stuart Young told the nation, you can't secure borders in our country. America secure Cuba, so secure it trapped Cuba in time.
Exactly.
You could have landed in Cuba in the 90s, and Cuba trapped in the 60s. All the cars, all the fridge.
Everything.
Nothing in, nothing out. Nothing.
Yeah.
So if that could have been done in the 60s, now in the 2021, when you could get a radar that could see Florida to Brazil, we can't secure our borders. You're fooling me, man.
Yeah.
And again, I'm being respectful for his show. You're selling us a dream. Because we could secure these borders, they have to have a reason that we not securing the borders. And it is only when different people get into that parliament and into government, I think we will find out why. Because we have security professionals in this country. And Gary Griffith is one. Gary Griffith wasted as commissioner of police, you know. He's a fantastic commissioner of police. But he is wasted as commissioner of police. Gary Griffith is a national security minister extraordinaire. And it is under him, when he was national security minister, I learned that there's something called the Maritime Security Wall. All of the documentation, the plans, they have quotes to build this since Manning. Since Manning days, repurpose 6 of those oil barges that park up down the islands, that can't use, will never use again. Repurpose them 3 miles out at sea, make a ring around the country. And you're changing your
common sense.
You repurpose it 3 miles out at sea. Fast attack boats, attack interceptor helicopters. Customs, Coast Guard, immigration, police out at sea 3 miles. Anything coming in, stop and search. In a country that's notorious for narcotics. I mean, come on. Why are we not doing it? Faris Al-Rawi was the Attorney General when Dillon was Minister of National Security, and Faris Al-Rawi slipped and said in 2017 that the Prime Minister always knew securing the borders was the important thing to stop crime. So my question is again,
why are we still here? Why are we here now?
why are they not doing it?
Yeah. But just on point two, just coming back to point 2 with the firearm users license and the fast tracking for females, right? People who not familiar with a firearm, or the responsibility that has come with a firearm and the training that has come with a firearm. So when we say fast tracking of FUL license for females, understand that with that, it has a certain level of training and responsibility. So you're not just handing a woman, because they have a FUL, you're not just handing them a gun, a licensed firearm, and just sending them out in the road.
Fast track?
You know, some people might know.
So you know why we say fast track?
You got everything that's
Legally,
in Trinidad.
it takes about 6 years to get a firearm user's license in Trinidad. Legally. If you're lucky. It take longer. 6 years. 6 years. So that means
you're dead.
Your daughter come of age and traveling to work. Because we're dealing with, you see, we have people who have bodyguards and big cars and a life outside of the rest of the population. So they don't understand what it takes to be the average person that keeps this country working, that have to go and flag down a PH taxi and hope this man take you somewhere and rape you.
Yeah.
And that's what our women have to deal with.
Yeah, that's what dealing with.
So when she end up alone, when she's the last person in the car, or worse, Mr. Man stop and pick up a next man and she jump in and she feel that her life in danger, she's supposed to be able to wrap her hand around cold steel.
Yeah.
And know that she have a fighting chance. Because right now, a woman against a man, even if she have martial arts training, a man is a bigger, heavier body.
Yeah.
You need to balance, level the play field for her a little bit. And that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And women don't want to be carrying pepper spray and taser and firearms. Women want to live in a country where they're safe. But the government not safeguarding them.
Yeah.
So they need to balance and level the play field themselves. And people need to know that you interfere with the wrong woman, she'll kill you.
Yeah.
Your right to protect your life supersedes any law.
Any law, yeah. I agree with
That's your right.
Correct.
Nobody could write a law that says you have to stand idly by and let somebody kill you. She needs to be able to defend herself. That's what it's named, something so soft and loving, the candlelight movement. But we're standing for the rights of women to defend themselves vigorously.
Yeah.
The third issue on that list.
Regulating EPH drivers.
Well, before we take the
Long
third,
overdue.
before we take the third, let's take a break. Remember, you're watching Breaking Barriers here right on IBN Channel 8. Special edition tonight. In studio, we have Stefan Rees and of Rees,
yeah.
and we have, of course, Phillip Alexander. We'll be back right after this.
Tones of blue, dancing to the rhythm of the Atlantic winds. Watery mountain peaks, kissed by the light of a golden orb. A sight many before and many to come would behold. For over 30 years, the Atlantic Ocean has been the premier trading route of the Atlantic Trading Company. A company that continues to deliver the highest quality of products to the family. As we celebrate 30 years of family, loyalty, quality, and inspiration, we would like to share our new look with you. Our new logo contains tones of blue, synergized in flowing motion, mimicking the Atlantic and symbolizing our strong ties to the essence of trade throughout time. Atlantic Trading Company. Brands that inspire life.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
For the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Sun and Main Road, Canupia.
Welcome to the home of Pure Oxygen Spring Water. A breathtaking 1,000 feet above sea level, where the elements collide. In an area of outstanding natural beauty. This land, our land, embodies nature, and our methods respect it. We use clean energy, solar, hydro, wind, to bring you the cleanest water. Every drop, sustainably sourced from pristine Cornish farmland. From the raw beauty of rainfall to our state-of-the-art bottling facility. Situated on an ancient underground lake, we're reminded of the timeless power of pure water. But it doesn't stop here. The secret of cure lies in the pure oxygen we so carefully infuse. To breathe life into every bottle of pure water, without chemicals or additives. Pure pushes the boundaries of what water can do, uniting life's most essential ingredients: water and oxygen. The next generation of hydration. Pure Oxygen, nature's ultimate water.
And welcome back, my friends. And of course, I know many of you have been WhatsApping me to find out when you could get in. And in fact, what I should do, we will take a pause. We'll stick a pin here. And what I will do, I'll open up the phone lines just for a short period where you can get your calls in, where you can ask some questions. We'll go back to what we were discussing before so that you could at least have some input. Just to remind you, this Friday at Baraka Ground, 7 p.m. and come early, please. For those of you, remember, it's not only a petition signing. We will have speakers there as well. It's from 7 to 9 p.m. And Phillip will be there, myself will be there, Stefan will be there as well as other speakers as well will be there.
The missing member, the Avengers, called me today and apologized. He said he was under the weather and he'll be there Friday.
Friday. All right, that's Ian.
Ian.
Right. So Ian said he would be there. He would be there on Friday.
He was under the weather.
He said he was under the weather.
Which one? The sun or the rain was falling on him? I don't know. He's under the weather.
No.
You see?
He watched me. I know he busy. He tell me about stuff going on and I know.
No. ERL things going on. I just want to say, I now taste this water, boy. Pure oxygen.
Jim, it is not my fault how that is going to affect you after the program.
Yeah, I like
it gives you energy like that.
Any kind of oxygen I could take in without a mask on, I enjoy that.
All right, so guys, let me know, organize a call bar for me, please. So remember, callers, when you call in, turn on the volume on your television, please. And also, remember, when you call, try and restrict the length of time that you speak so that others will get an opportunity to call in and voice what they have to say. All right, so Asim, don't forget me with my call bar, please. Thank you very much. God bless you. Right, thank you. Let's go to our lines. Hello?
Good night, Inshan.
Good night, my dear.
Inshan, I like what I'm seeing.
Right.
Boy Stefan on your left and the goodly gentleman on your right hand, Mr. Phillip Alexander.
Right.
And I like that. So we going forward. And no Stefan. And Stefan is a fighter.
Thanks.
A quiet fighter, though.
But how they can say you mini me and you quiet, boy?
On Friday. I'll be there. And I'll come and shake all of you hands on Friday.
All right, and we're looking forward to seeing you. And remember, people, if you could carpool, even though we have a huge car park there, over 500 plus cars, we could hold it easily. And then we have the Savannah to the side, and then we have the back two as well.
Traffic together, we're trying to stop.
Right? No. We will deal with that. What happens is that we will block off a road so that people will come easily.
Okay.
I know who can't do it, but we will.
Somebody will do it.
Somebody will do it. Yeah.
Carpool, though. Seriously, carpool.
Boy, watching the program, let me hail out Commissioner and Mrs. Commissioner. You know. Let's go back to our lines. Hello. Hello,
good night, Inshan.
Good night, my friend.
This is Nari from Faizabad.
Yes, Nari from Faizabad.
I would like to say a pleasant good night to you and your panel there. I want to say a tremendous good job you're doing. And Faizabad and South supporting you 110%.
Well, Nari, you hit the 1,000 signatures, right?
Yes, and I'm looking for 3,000 by tomorrow.
Good. So organize, let me know how much more you want again and I'll fix you up accordingly, all right, bro?
100,000 by
Roger
Friday.
that.
I'm taking a
Thank you
better
very much.
100,000 signatures by Friday. Physical.
If we ain't get it, we will go and let it happen. We'll stand by the highway and
We'll
make sure it
stand up by
happens.
the highway.
Let's go again. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good night.
Good night.
Yeah, good night.
Good night to you all there in Shan.
Thank you very much, my friend.
I'm a regular caller to your program in Shan.
Right.
I will say, job well done. The rest of the panel, Stefan, Reese.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I cool, man.
Cool. Friday, I'm hoping to be there Friday to discuss some issues with you all.
Not a problem.
No problem at all.
And Phillip, keep up the fight.
Thank you, my friend. Thanks for the call.
Thank you very much, my
real.
friend.
Yeah, man.
Right, and remember, you could come early, you could have dinner, you could have many things like lamb and...
That lamb was nice. I go in for lamb. Tell them, put aside for me. I only want to sell out things.
Let's and that sells out every week.
Nobody telling you.
Let's go.
Tell me they put out what is put out for you, that would they give me. So that you have the taste.
All right, no. What
nice
we do,
one.
we season the sheep before.
Before I kill it?
Yeah, give him a little banyan and eat. Cyber marinated.
Come here for serious shit.
Marinated inside, right?
Do you have a call on the line?
Let's go to our lines again. Hello.
Hi, gentlemen.
Good night.
Hi.
Uncle Stefan.
Hey, how you going?
I'm good. Look at my nephew. I'm nicely looking.
But you just find me anywhere?
I don't make up. I don't make up.
Ma'am.
Inshan, this is the lady with the tile expression
Right.
that brought the card.
It's Laura.
And
Could
this
you-
is the lady you do the manhole for on Prisca Road.
Right.
So, you know, if Incheon have anything, I just be there much less.
Could you do me a favor? Because what I mean is that you need to have the left side of your television checked because you told Stephanie looking nice. So you need to have the left side of your television adjusted, please. Just the left side.
That's the nephew from radio.
Yes,
Yes.
you need a line here.
Let him know
Yes, Laura.
Mr. Trick in the book.
Huh?
Incheon, you know who it is you're talking
Yes,
to,
yes,
right?
yes. Of course, of course.
This
I
is
don't
the
miss
girls,
nothing,
right?
Incheon have I always there.
All right then.
Alexander, how do you do? All you don't get jealous with me and my nephew. Uncle Stefan, you're real looking nice.
All right.
All right then. All right. All the best. All the best.
I'm well jealous.
What are you gonna do, right? The saturation level high on that side. Let's go again. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please. You're live.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. You're live.
Yes, hi. Good night.
Yes, good night. Go ahead.
Okay. Calling from Point Fontaine.
Oh, you're calling Ellie from overseas, boy? That's at the end.
That's why it's taking so long.
Yeah,
to come.
taking a little while. Yes, go ahead, caller.
Yeah, calling from Point Fontaine.
Good night.
Go ahead.
Good night.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out which part in Point Fontaine you all will have these forms or these.
Ma'am, if you're on social media at all, if you're on Facebook, go to the Candlelight Movement page on Facebook. We've published North, East, Central, South, and now Tobago, where we're updating that daily. Because by tomorrow, hundreds more going out. So, but you will be able to see wherever, and I know that there are a couple people in Point Fortin, Marugas, Cedras,
Yeah, real people.
All over.
Tamana, yeah.
All over.
So,
Got a lot of
if
messages
you
on
could go on
Point
that page on social media, because
It'll
we,
guide
don't
you
have
accordingly.
we carry the list here. I don't know if your people could bring it up at some point in the show, and I don't know.
Ask him. You'll check on the Candlelight Movement page and let them download the
Or
location.
put it on your
to
Breaking Barriers page, so they go straight
Yeah.
to Breaking Barriers and get it.
And they'll get
It's
no
on
problem at
everybody's
all.
page.
Right. Also, we're reminding people, those of you who coming out on Friday, remember, for those of you who want packages, you can come down there and collect your packages.
Collect your packages there.
For your various locations.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you come from.
Also, all of you who are messaging to find out that you have a stack of signed signature sheets now, bring them with you. We have the full team going to be there operational, issuing packages, receiving signed signature sheets from you. So we're doing business down there.
Not only that, for those of you who would like to volunteer as well, when you come down there, just tell us that you'd like to volunteer and we'll pull you in, because this is inclusive. Everybody welcome. Let's go to our lines again. Hello? Hello? Okay, we lost that caller. Let's move over to the other line. We'll take about 2 more minutes, of course, and then we'll continue with the petition and what.
I hoping to get some questions. They're going to love off on the red man in the
Yeah.
Red man love.
Yeah. People on the defective TV.
They have good taste. They have good taste.
Let's go to our lines again.
Maybe
Hello?
everybody TV bad.
Hello?
Hello, good night, Incheon.
Hi, good night, good night.
Good night, Incheon, Stefan, and Mr. Alexander. This is Terry from Boston. You guys follow us.
Good night.
Okay. Hi, how are you going?
Good night.
Yes, Incheon, how are you?
I am good. What happened is that I knew that we would have gotten an overseas call tonight, so you're actually our first overseas caller. As you see, we are fighting a good fight.
Absolutely.
I see that, and I'm very proud of you guys doing this because, we try to come home, and it's so sad that when we come home, we can't go anywhere, we can't do anything because of all the crime. And, it's really, really sad, and I love my country, and I always will.
Now, you're right, there's no country like Trinidad,
None.
Trinidad and Tobago. No, nowhere.
This is Eden.
No.
This is paradise.
All right, well, thank you very much.
And as much as I'm living here 45 years, I love my country. I love coming home
That
every
can
year.
never change, Even people who lived all their life, 60s, 70 years, you always feel attached to Trinidad and Tobago. This is where you came from. So,
yes,
of course,
there's
there's the attachment.
well.
All right, well, thank you very much, caller.
You guys doing Incheon and Mr. Alexander and I forget this guy name in the corner here. I know him very well from
Your TV working good.
104.7.
Stefan.
Thank you guys. Yes, Stefan, you guys doing a great job. Great job. And keep up the good work.
Thank you
Thanks
so
a lot,
much.
thanks
Thank
a
you so
lot.
much.
Thanks a lot.
Right, let's go again. In fact, guys, we'll take two final calls, right?
I'm calling, man. I'm calling.
All right, here what? We opening up the phone lines. I'll call him because
Ask some questions.
yes,
though, I mean,
ask questions, and in fact, if you want, you can even give answers.
give them a number that they could send the love to, but use this call to ask some questions because we have to answer. Yeah.
Of course.
I'm not answering any questions on if I'm married or single. Just saying. Relationship status or the question. They can ask anything else.
Every time
Somebody not call and ask it, so I just take it
This
from
water
before
really
front
nice
take
and true though. I ain't gonna lie. This
every time you turn, my studio is telling me that I'm getting static on my mic.
yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
And I realize why.
Why is that?
The two satellite dish on the
Oh,
side. here.
this here. Yes.
Only way now, I will unplug now.
But this will be the new pepper spray someday.
Stefan. Listen, fatigue is all part of it, bro. You know what I mean?
Nah, man, I like that. Don't frighten.
Let's go to our lines again. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good, you're live.
Good evening, Mr. Inshan, Mr. Alexander, Mr. Steven.
Hey.
Pleasure.
Must commend you guys for the work you're doing.
Thanks.
Just wanting to get some clarification on how we preventing repetitive signatures on these physical documents. I know might be the same group of people in Port of Spain might come at the Barca grounds. It is sign again. How we preventing?
And I'm saying it like that because we
Of
signed
course,
the petition.
right. And if we do drop 100,000, it is up to the president staff to verify the authenticity of that 100,000. Because we confirm it's 100,000. They could check it and say, 99,900.
Friday.
A police officer
I want fizzling down.
That's right.
You, Philip, myself, Stefan, Ian,
Candice,
Candice,
Avanel,
Avanel, the
Felicia,
rest of the crew.
Jody.
We are doing what is necessary. You need to do what is necessary.
That's our role. We will facilitate the signature sheets. The that those in authority know that the people of Trinidad and Tobago, this is our line in the sand.
What about people, the elderly people who cannot sign?
People going home by them. Oh, you mean
Thumbprint.
that thumbprint and thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're taking thumbprint. No, but people who shut in. I know some of these petition packages went to people who know that in the community they have shut-ins and people who bedridden. Yeah, and they go into them to get their signatures.
Yeah.
People are treating this
very seriously.
No, it's like
with a passion.
It's like we're trying to apologize to Andrea. You don't get that vibe. It's like we're trying to stand with the family, Ashanti and everybody else. It's like people saying, we finally have an opportunity to do something, we're doing it.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. evening.
And three of you all answer to. And that question is this. What do you all think about it? Death penalty given the
law.
So the reason because there are judges who will tell you cases and the appeals process in Trinidad and Tobago just drags on and on and on. And the reason for a commission of inquiry into the criminal justice system is we want to find out why our criminal justice system works so bad. Exactly that. And one of the things that we're going to ask for is not that you do a commission of inquiry, but that you follow through with the recommendations of the commission of inquiry.
Somebody did ask me, and I really didn't know, because I know they could drag it on if they choose to. But I guess that's where we'd step in and put on our feet and collective voices and say, no.
Every signature on that sheet.
The government, they could drag on a commission of inquiry.
No, but you can't. You have 30 days to assign a commissioner.
Right.
Brother. "30 days after World War II end, the Nuremberg trial has everything in its place. We're part of a global commonwealth. We could find very well-respected jurists in the world. We don't have to worry about that. Because India, New Zealand, Africa, Canada, there are places in Great Britain that you could get well-respected judges who could come here and oversee a commission of inquiry, because that's what you need.
Right.
You're gonna be dealing with your criminal justice system, so you need people above reproach, beyond reproach.
Correct.
You need unimpeachable people overseeing this thing, and they'll tell you that all of these things that we do, this is why it's not working, and if you do this, it'll work.
It will work.
That's what we want.
Which would include
So to the
plenty
caller who
backlog.
call and ask about the hanging, if hanging is the law, carry out the law.
That's correct.
But you have 5 years to frustrate
5
the law.
years if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Let's go back to our lines again. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Right. Hello.
Yes, hello, good night.
Yes, good night. Go ahead, please.
Good night to everyone. Stefan,
good night.
Mr. Alexander. Hello?
Good
Yes,
night.
go ahead.
Good night.
Right, I just want to say you all do a fantastic job.
Thank
What
you.
I admire the most is that you all have put aside all your political affiliations and have come together for a common cause. Right? I've been following Facebook and Instagram and stuff, and I see there's two particular Facebook pages. I wouldn't call them, but one is a little boy and a little girl. I'm sure they're locked down right now. And the other one was some kind of borders or something, and they failed to put aside the UNC and PNM thing. And this is what I admire about three of you all. Right? Whatever political affiliation you have, all you have put it aside for common cause. This has given the people a sense of unity and a show of force. I must admire that about you all. Right? So keep up the good work, and thanks for you.
If I could add to that, to all of the people who are still toting and carrying on, unclench your fists.
Yeah.
Come and join with us. There is no obstacle. We have a responsibility now to be a living example to the rest of the country. We say that we can't fix it unless all of us unite.
Correct.
All of us have to unite.
Correct.
Yeah.
Let's go again. Hello.
Agreed.
Hello, good evening. And John?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Hearing me? Yes. Stefan, I always look at your show, never really call in. Good night to the whole panel. You see that judicial system in John? They will do everything that they mean to make sure you go to the 5 years so that they will not hang. So we do really need to do something about that system. It's a rotten system and we need to fix it. Thank you very much.
You know, recently when my matter last year, when I won the matter with the police, many people don't know that when a man claimed that I pull a gun on him, that the witnesses who gave the statements in support of this gentleman, here one of the witness statements, I had in my hand a silver rectangular object with a light on it. That is one of the gentleman's witnesses.
You pull a phone.
Which gun is a rectangular gun? But the police went ahead and decided to charge on that. Even though the witnesses were unreliable, even though Sergeant Mohammed from Shagonas said that the man who's setting me up is a J. Imagine that. He's saying that that man is that. I went through a court case for 2 years. 2 years this thing drag on.
And the anxiety that comes with that is
me, partner, no, I like them kind of excitement because here what happening. When I go on in the box with a man, you know me, hear me, all of us are the same.
And Chan, I want to say this thing. The criminal justice system, in fact, the justice system on a whole, is supposed to serve the people.
And it does not.
If you have, I was telling somebody about this, I will never get over the Stevens and Johnson's fellow who breaking Stevens and Johnson's. And it took 25 years. How does that matter? When you sit down and you work out the cost of just keeping a matter on the docket that comes up. For 25 years, there is a financial cost to that.
Yeah.
They say it's cost us $25,000 a month to house a prisoner on the manhand. $25,000 a month. It's cost us millions a year to transport them up and down. I did some quick arithmetic. The majority of people in that jail are there for petty crimes. And we're saying, if you work the arithmetic of the cost of keeping and moving and a trial system that takes so long, when you add the cost of the trial, you are literally creating a problem bigger than the problem you're trying to solve. You need to have a system in place that dispenses justice speedily. You can't, and we suggest, because the criminal justice system starts with the police and ends with the courts. But they have a DPP inside of there too, and there's a lot of stuff. And the criminal justice system needs to be addressed. And you need to put rules in place. In the United States of America, you hear people say you have a Miranda of rights. I don't want to stay too long on this. But a guy named Miranda was arrested and beaten until he confessed. And it's the judge that realized that this man, that the case didn't make any sense, ended up creating an amendment to the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the United States, that if you arrest somebody, you have to read them their rights. And if you hold somebody in a jail cell longer than 24 hours, they're laughing at you because when you break that law, their lawyer just going to ask you in the court, did you hold him longer than 24 hours? And you say yes. The judge said case dismissed.
Let's go back to our lines again. Hello? Hello? Somebody like they put their phone on the water there. Why are you swimming with their phone? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Inshan. How are you doing?
Yes, not too bad. Go ahead.
Stefan, Alexander.
Yeah,
well, the Montage problem I have, I don't know which part to start. I'll be honest here. I really don't know which part to start, the kind of problem I have. I just thought two things I want to find out tonight. When my Prime Minister lied to me and tell me that he wasn't closing down the refinery, could I take him to court for that? Because he promised that he wasn't going to close down. He said, and if I was by my fridge,
were you opening your fridge at the time?
I didn't hear them good. He said again, I would not close down the refinery. But he closed it down, so I wonder if I could take him to court for that. The other thing is that Archie being the head of the judiciary.
Yeah. CJ.
Instead of he do so and all you do the man a favor, do him a big favor. All of you do him a favor. Instead of you have to sit down in the bed with the man, put him in jail, you go get a house and nobody in the house. You think so? Good night, Inshan. Stefan.
Yeah, man.
Oliver.
Trini's vexed, eh?
No.
Trini's vexed, and they have no way to express that anger.
I think they reached a line.
No, they have no way to express it. They fed up everybody, and that's a dangerous thing. You can't have that going on, because then people start to lose faith in authority. And you can't have that going on. You need a country run where the people believe that those who are given the responsibility to operate the country are doing just that. When you call and talk about, you lie to the public and you say you're not closing down Petro-Trin and then you close down Petro-Trin, you were supposed to be fired immediately.
Yeah, but the good thing is that the gas to liquids plant, we got it up and running now. And I mean, I am glad because in Trinidad and Tobago, the gas, the diesel that we use, that we still get up to now, is more like mud. So the reality of it is that, for me, I am happy that this plant has started. At least what benefits are there?
Yeah, but the taxpayers spent $13
billion
for a plant that is now privately owned.
Yeah, I understand that.
So
100%.
So I mean, again, when you talk about and the Minister of Finance come out and say we can't pay this and we can't pay that, boss, you can't pay it because you're misspending
you're
money.
mismanaging
Correct.
You're misspending people's money.
Yeah.
There was money there to run this country for the next 1,000 years. We've put ourselves here. And Trinidadians, again, and I'm saying this, have to wake up this issue here that uniting the people. You said it earlier. This is not the end of it. This is the start of it. We have to take responsibility for our country. Other people have to stand up and do other things. When people ask, why you all did march for Ashanti? They say, why didn't you? You could have marched too.
Typical Trinity.
Yeah, but I don't know if you'll agree with me here. But what happens is that with what is going on the ground right now, I think the government is holding back this whole COVID thing because anytime they let go a little bit, people will let loose. And if people let loose, instead of 20,000 people showing up in Chaguanas, 100,000 will show up. And I think what is happening now is that they're actually stretching because, I mean, face it, why the hell are we still putting on a mask in a vehicle, in your own private vehicle up to now?
Because the people are living within
No, you're touching on some things there and I want to tell you something. Anil Roberts is a fella difficult to like him. No. It's difficult to say Anil is your friend. He's done some things that makes it difficult. But he is still a senator in the Senate.
Yes.
And when the Senate president was obviously, it came across like she was out for him to minimize him and silence him. I didn't understand why the rest of the senators, the independent senators and the UNC senators, when he was put out, why they didn't leave as well. Yeah. Because the Senate stopped functioning as a democracy right there and then. And I went outside the Red House and I did a live video in support of Anil Roberts. And Trinidadians have to understand now more than ever, we need to put aside personalities and stand with each other if we really want a better country.
The problem with plenty of people is that they focus on the messenger and not the message. So if somebody don't like Inchan, well, I don't like Inchan, I can't trust Inchan. So you see that crime thing?
But
I can't be for that. I can't sign that petition.
Who don't like me? Who don't like Inchan? Who don't like Ian?
Yeah, but that's how it is. And that's what it is.
But brother man, between the four, we try to quarter the population, you know, but still we try.
Right. But you understand the point I'm making?
Between the four of us, so everybody have
people
their crew that love them. Yeah. So what we want to focus on is who love you, bring them. Forget the rest.
Forget the rest.
Forget the rest.
That's what I'm saying. But the mentality of a lot of people that you mightn't like from either side, or wherever, they make valid points pertaining to certain issues.
Agreed.
But you wouldn't give it merit because of who it
based on who it's coming from. Correct.
And I always tell people, forget the messenger, study the message. Plenty people tell me, well, Stefan, how you gonna line yourself with Phillip Alexander? I say, okay.
I know that voice.
No, I just made up that voice. I just made up that voice, right? And here's my answer to them.
About quality people program.
And here's my answer to them. Here's my answer to them. Tell me the issue that Phillip Alexander was ranting and raving for, making noise and standing up saying, fire yourself, fire yourself, fire yourself. Tell me the issue that wasn't valid. When they couldn't tell me the issue, they had to talk about the language it is used.
But didn't we say the other day on radio that everyone outside, most people outside, they don't understand the reality of what is going on.
Yes.
For example, look at what I did the other day when I went to Grand Bazaar. 2 little children stand up outside and the children selling masks to buy 2 tablets, and I sent my worker and we gave them 2 tablets. And people do not understand that after giving out those 2 tablets, the biggest mistake I made was to tell the children on that live my phone number. Pardon, I hear what's happening. Everybody from Trinidad, every corner, those who don't have children, get children. And everybody wants a laptop now. And if you hear and see some of them stories, Phillip, let me tell you something. Thousands and thousands and thousands of messages.
How is this country so broken? Everybody, I mean, forgive me, I mean, I tell you, my beard starting to gray, my hair thinning. I ain't doing this much longer, you know.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question.
How much is it saying there?
737.
737. I ain't sleeping tonight.
When you're big boy. I just only reached 2 something.
Most of them is from family.
And I'm glad.
Most of them is from family. No, but I'm glad. Let us take these 2 because we are fast approaching the hour of 10.
Yeah.
This program normally goes until 9, but tonight I decided to carry it on an extra hour because of the 2 celebrities that we have here.
And don't forget the license plate. The
Yes.
other part of the petition.
Yeah.
The license.
Yeah.
Which Inchan is a man, but he
When
can
it comes
explain now.
that
is garden there.
That is my thing.
That is your
See, when
thing.
it comes to so every one of us here have our own little background, you know. For example, Phillip is called me the water boy because I always hit water. Water is life. You understand?
No, but, and again, when Ian called me today, he said, Phillip are taking licks because people asking why you all only focus on this when all the vaccines ended up in one company.
All right, you want to stick a pin on it? Let me just take the 2 calls and then we'll...
Yeah.
Hello? See, go on and get them.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, please. Sorry to keep you on hold.
Yeah, good night, guys. Just want to commend you all for a good job that you all doing. It's a good initiative, but I just want to direct this call especially to Mr. Alexander. Mr. Alexander, you are a guy who was with your own political party recently. Then after that, earlier on this year, you said you were showing your support behind the United National Congress. Then now you're with this movement, which is commendable, as I say. But the question I just want to ask you, Mr. Alexander, do you see this movement being a political vehicle in the near future?
I know that was coming sooner or later.
My answer for me is no. And the reason I stepped down as the political leader of my party when it lost is because I said I was doing that once. It's not easy to form a political party and take it through to elections. That's not easy at all. I said I was doing that once. And I did say, and I still feel that the mass of people that support the UNC, they need help now. Because they're looking for a proper vehicle to give representation. And I'm just saying that. But doing this movement make me realize something, you know. Is the whole of Trinidad one proper representation? I don't know where it's going to come from. If this becomes a political movement, if you all decide to go that way, and whoever comes on board, let me tell you, no, they have good people. I'm telling you, like Gary Griffith.
No,
I will work for...
I go into Panama, but I made it clear, I am not interested.
But they are good people. If they were good people, would you work for them?
Who?
If they were good people, would you work?
You see what I'm doing here?
Would you work to get good people in office?
No, I will help.
That's all I'm saying.
But the reality of it is that you see this? I don't mind supporting this, but I have already been warned by my wife. And my wife knows how to use her cutlass real good. Right? I told her and I
So for me, and I want to say this because the person addressed it to me, and I know that there's a lot of fear in the political camps because we
mass support.
We're reaching the people, so they're frightened. I want to tell you something. I have no more political aspirations. All my political aspirations, and John just said, we're going to solve the problems on the ground.
Yeah, I said, let me tell you something. In fact, let me take this call, and then I'll tell you what the Trinidad Avengers will do. Hello?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, and to the panel.
A quick comment, and I have a question. Sure. It's amazing the Minister of Health boasting that this country is doing so well in COVID that we may be last in line for the vaccine.
Yes,
but
I
yet,
saw that.
They deny you guys entry. How amazing. And the question is, what next? Let's say you get 100, 200,000 signatures, besides policy and policy reform and legislation. Would this now finally, what we have been waiting for, like as a pressure group, to have constitutional change? Is that something in the not to discuss future? Thank you.
Okay.
Good, Stefan. You'll go with it.
No,
Run with it, Papi.
Take this one.
Hey,
No,
listen,
I think
we have a growing team of very capable and fantastic people. You've seen us. There are 4 women as part of this scandal.
Call their names, man.
Jody Mohammed, Felicia Holder, Candice Barrett, Avenel Hector.
Right.
Yeah.
Those 4 women are like a weather pattern by themselves. And they give energy to this movement. And I'm saying that so that you know that it's not just the 3 of us and Ian and whoever else. More people are coming on board. And after this, after we get through this, because we've put on blinkers for this, we want a win. We want a win. We want Trinidadians to walk away and say, yes, we stood up for something and we got the changes that we needed and we, the people, got what. Once that is done, the top of the list is Wassa.
I think
on the top of the list.
After this,
on the top of the list is Wassa.
Water.
No, that's
Wassa, roads, Pitch Lake, education.
Before we go Pitch Lake, health in this country, right? Health. No, we planned, and this is no joke. We pitching tent in front of the Ministry of Health.
Hear this. If you're spending $5 billion every year for the past 10 years on public health, you should have something to show for it by now.
We have
That's $50 billion.
Brother man, you do.
That's
you have about 6
billion.
MRI that not working. You have 6 CT scan that not working. You recently renovated a part of Mount Hope there that cost big money. The other day,
what is the billion in Port of Spain now? The $1 billion
But it's supposed
project.
to be central block.
The ministry,
That's supposed to be the central block.
Health building, I think by Belmont or something.
Yeah.
That's
What's
the
that,
ministry
what's
health
that
building.
for? We're building things
That's
that we
central
don't
block.
need. And I'm saying this, when everybody here have gone through times when water more than flour.
Yeah.
When you had to literally cut your cloth to suit your circumstances. So you're telling us on the one hand that we have no money, we have no income, we're in debt. And on the other hand, you're building unnecessary vanity projects. Never overpass.
That what going on in Toko,
no, but look.
That what going on in Toko,
brother. Right in front of your face, they're hiding in Toko. In that overpass in Diego Martin that they're gonna build. Nobody needs, nobody wants, nobody's calling for it, nobody's marched for it, nobody's asked for it. In fact, the piece of the Western Savannah that they taken to use it, the people of Diego Martin vex. Because you don't need that. You don't need that ministry. They just build a new Diego Martin Regional Corporation headquarters in that piece of land. And you have 3 other buildings and all non-functional.
That one piece of work they're doing right now, that finally they're doing it down by Mosquito Creek. I see they're raising the level of the road or something.
Yeah, that has been.
I don't know if it would be effective.
31, Mosquito Creek will still be.
But let me ask you a question.
But that's a big problem for a lot of people.
We have heard time and time again about conflict of interest. We have heard about the AG and the buildings, etc. What is interesting is that any government that cares about the people would look after the concerns of the people. Okay, I'll have a problem. Yeah. We have the AG here. You have 2 buildings renting. He collecting X, and this has been a sore point for many people. We will go and we will put up a building, whatever the AG's office is, his buildings occupying. We will see that as priority. But no, they decided to go and build a new Ministry of Health, which has nothing to do with the buildings where the AG is renting.
Brother, I want to tell you something. We need a law that prevents people coming into government whose wives are contractors. Okay. Somehow that creating a conflict of interest. No, because everybody's wife is a contractor.
How much contracts your partner and them have the security company?
Everybody's wife is
How much contracts they have? How much ministry that one security company? That one security.
20 years ago, people asked about putting things in place to prevent exactly that. So now you have a situation where to address that, you're going to have to use the army to secure places. You've driven other security companies out of business.
Out.
In the United States of America, Gillette razor blades was going to buy Wilkinson sword, which is the number 2, and the Justice Department stepped in and said antitrust law prevents that. You need to have a competitive environment so that the public benefits. In Trinidad and Tobago, that don't take place. In Trinidad and Tobago, you could, if you have the right connections, do anything you want to get where you want to go.
Yeah.
We have businesses in this country, and that's a whole other conversation. Trinidad need to know, and if they're asking, what's the next step for us? Give us a win on this.
Yeah.
Give us a win on this. Give us a win on this.
I'm not going to
say
this.
Know that you have a tool, this crew, we will get other things.
I'm not going to say this, right? The caller before asked about political aspirations, right?
I could see in a Benz.
You and I know.
I could see
this job you're doing here, you love it. You wouldn't jump out of this. Like you say, besides your wife giving you trouble. But this is what we love to do.
No, you wouldn't believe this, Stefan. But sometimes I have to drag myself here, because honestly,
I do the same too.
Being the owner of the station, I could be on air 7 days a week.
Right.
I choose to be on air one hour for the week.
Right.
And the reason being is that sometimes this program could be so depressing. Where it has worked for me is that, for example, the 42,000 hampers we did for COVID, the reach that we have. But not only that, the children who needed eye surgery, and in 15 minutes we had $30,000. And we have been doing these things. So for me,
that's
the reward.
For me,
that is the reward. And the reason why I say this, the reason why
don't tell you, that's what they're afraid in, They're afraid.
Performance.
But you know how long I hear that word afraid in? Seriously.
But I just want to say this.
They're afraid in, watch me. All the people that they wanted fighting one another come together.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there's a void in the conversation that all of the good people now on one side. And we're trying to bring everybody else. So even the people who still clumsily outside, they're still beating up in me.
In time.
No, that's it. The people who are supposed to set the example and come together refuse to do it. But I set a baby on the ground with our own little egos decided here what's happening. Country come first.
And give Andrea Barrett credit for the Andrea effect. I love that.
But
I will never forget that statement.
Once we, in terms of what I was about to say with the political aspirations and that kind of thing, it's becoming political. This petition, right? And I just want to stress this to people here. I want to emphasize on this for Friday. Friday, Baraka Grong, you're coming out in your numbers.
Real numbers.
And there is one specific reason why you need to come out in your numbers. You said it earlier, and you know it too. What they saw in Port of Spain Friday, they're waiting to see what they're going to see this Friday.
Yeah.
So if it's smaller, they will give each other a high five and say, we weighed them out, it didn't take long. Right. But if what they see is bigger,
double,
3 or 4 times the size.
No, but what he says, Stefan.
And it grows going to the east, going to the south.
Yeah.
Right? I always tell people this. You want to frighten politicians?
Come together.
Numbers.
That's correct.
Numbers.
What do you say? That's what I'm saying.
Numbers.
Wassa, you want to fix Wassa? Let the people stand up.
Right. No, I also want to say, why get into politics, right, when we could pressure them with you to back us
exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something. You see that? The one thing I don't like about politics is sitting down in that parliament. You see all that?
But man, you wouldn't believe.
You see them half of the day, watch them.
I hate that. Oh my goodness.
This is.
It's such a waste of human resource.
This is an MP making his salary off of your taxpayers' dollars at some point in time for about 2 hours in the parliament debate.
It is such a waste of time. Those
those
MPs would be better served in the MP office, sleeping, dealing with the constituents.
That's right.
You have them inside the parliament for 10 and 12 hours, and at the end of the day,
listen, man. I went to, you see, we also talk about hamper drive. I went to do a hamper drive in New Settlement number 2, right, in Dow Village.
Right.
But I didn't even know, like, you have a whole squatting village in back there.
Real squatting village.
Right. But let me tell you something, man, we gave out hampers. I want to thank the people from Canada, Happy Kids, the NGO that sent down 2 crates and everything. And you know what make my day? The sun hot, eh? These people don't have, brother. When I reached down in the back there, and I saw what going on, here the first thing on my head. Everybody doing online learning, but these people are no internet. So what's going on with these children? What's going on with these children? How they learning? How they going to school? How they getting educated? Right? So when everything start back, they're gonna be way behind everybody else. That's one. And 2, the one that really moved me is a little youth man. He could be about 14 or 15 years old. He had just collected a hamper and he went down to drop it home. And he come back out. You know what he come back out for? Mr. Stefan, you want a water? Partner, it ain't no better feeling than that.
Proper training.
That's right. So when you're looking on the outside and you're looking into these little villages like that or these little areas like that, understand, those people deserve better. Because they are better than half of the people out here who wouldn't. Who would not offer you a bottle of water.
We hear in response
it's
we
a
hear in
serious thing like
response to
talking.
an evil.
Yeah.
We hear in response to an evil. But I'll tell you something. The mismanagement and corruption this country experienced in the past 58 years, that is the real evil.
Yeah.
And that is the source of everything. And you could trace everything wrong in this country back to the mismanagement and corruption that we've endured for 58 years.
And that's why we need to fix crime first.
That is
we need to fix the justice system first, because when you have a safer country, everything opens up. Tourism, everything, the whole economy,
Business
everything,
investment,
foreign direct investment, everything opens up. When you have a safer country, and I challenge anybody, go on YouTube now and type in Caribbean destinations. Anyone that comes up with Trinidad, and it will tell you, Trinidad and Tobago, Twin Island Republic, beautiful beaches, beautiful island, land of calypso and steel pan and everything. And then when things going real good in the commentary, in the narrative, all of a sudden, but if you're taking a trip to Trinidad and Tobago, beware of crime. The murder rate is so exciting.
When you read those advisories, the naming streets now.
Of course.
Yeah.
People in countries
They're telling you where to go and where not to go.
Trinidad, tell you avoid Queen's Park Savannah after that.
That's correct.
They couldn't tell you what is a Queen's Park Savannah, but they have it on a list.
That's right.
Bro.
And I don't know that Trinidad and Tobago.
Well,
I know the Trinidad and Tobago that I grew up in.
You're talking about the world and talking about Trinidad. You know why we should all be collectively ashamed? Because of the pitch lake. They have another one like it on the planet. Because of the nylon pool. They have another one like it on the
we go be
planet.
here till 1 o'clock.
The brain coral. They have another one like
I might have to leave here and go straight to work. No, I'm telling you, all I can say about that's not serious, because real problems. No, I'm just saying it's real problems that need addressing.
Well, this is part 1.
And it's real pressure that need apply.
So, all right, so here what?
This is part 2. So,
if constitutional reform is what the population wants by petition,
wait in the morning.
They get it.
Wait in the morning.
I can't tell you it.
Plain talk, 8 o'clock. Join us.
You have me from 8 to 9.
Right. Part 2.
All those things we can deal with.
Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm at 8 to 9. I'm right. Until 9.
See you all tomorrow.
All right.
Wrap up your show.
So, folks, I would like to thank these two gentlemen.
We want to thank you. We want to thank you for coming.
It was my pleasure. I mean, one is that we just got the Nielsen ratings and it dropped a little bit, but
Friday.
That's what we should do.
Friday.
Forget the politics. Let's organize a comedy show.
But this is who I am on here. Yeah. Right? This is who I am.
And I always tell people, you see, you're in the middle of the issues.
Right.
You're in the middle of the serious thing.
Right. And then
but
boom.
people need to laugh,
That's
man.
Correct.
People need to laugh.
You need
Otherwise
to break it a little bit. Exactly.
You need to laugh.
So, folks, Friday, 7 p.m., you're meeting us at Baraka Grounds. For those of you who don't know where that is, very easy, off the highway, going down Shaguanas. Ministry of Agriculture is on your left-hand side, your immediate left, and Baraka Grounds is right there. Search Baraka Grounds on Google, and you can find the maps very easily. Parking, no problems. To make sure that we have a massive crowd outside there, what we're asking is that any space that is empty in your vehicle, when you're coming up the road, pick up a neighbor, pick up a friend, call somebody and make sure you come with your vehicles full.
Social distancing, all rules and regulations apply. We want to make sure that we come in and we go out peacefully. Remember, it's still a very serious and somber issue. It's about the petition.
And don't just come to hear from us. I understand it have another person, some other people coming
There's
to
a
speak.
whole list of people to speak.
Come and hear people. You know, come and just you know, just before we exit on stage left, this is about your ideas too, eh?
Absolutely.
Let's emphasize that. This is about this is about all right. That's all. Just so. Let me do it like breaking barriers here. This is about
my hand never. I am right-handed.
But it's about your ideas too. Understand that you're part of the petition. Your signature on that petition is not just ink on paper. We want to hear from you too anytime come.
That's correct.
Your ideas. Somebody give me a whole plan for PH drivers.
Boss.
WhatsApp it to me, a whole
There
plan. Met me
are
Friday.
more intelligent people in this country than you know. And I'm going to tell you, they do not have an opportunity to speak. And we will give you that. We will give you that voice. Come and give us your support to make that happen.
Yeah.
One of the areas is license office too. Here we go. Look at that. Bad.
Thanks a lot.
Bad.
Thanks a lot for having us.
License office?
Right. We're going to start again. Anyway, folks, it's a pleasure being in your company. And of course, don't forget Friday, we come down in our thousands. So take care. Have a safe one. There's a repeat of this program on Saturday. So if you watch it on Saturday, we're not having another event on Friday again next week. Right? At the same location. That's just to remind you. Take care. Assalamu alaikum and good evening.